So today we're going to talk about what the role of a pod leader is. A pod leader, or a small group leader, if you're with littler children, is to stimulate conversation, to get everybody talking about themselves and their faith, and to really help them to grow as disciples of Jesus and of the church. And there's some really good methods on how you can do that as a pod leader. One simple way is to always have your group in a circle. And we even go so far as to call some of our small groups or pod circles for the adults. And so you always want to have a circle table or some way of sitting in a circle. So if you're with little kids, a way that you can do that is to have maybe a circular rug like Tanya has brought out for us here. And to have everybody sit around the edges of it. But there's something that puts you on the same playing level. And you want everybody to really feel like they're part of the group, that they all have something equal that they can contribute. As a pod leader, as a small group leader, you should be listening a lot more than you should be talking, which can be really hard, especially at the beginning of the year when you have children or teens that don't like to talk a lot. Right, Tanya? Mm-hmm. So that's why we give you questions, so that you have something to help you facilitate, to ask those things, and to not be afraid of silence, to let that silence kind of push people to talk.
What Daniel said.
Right. See it? You sit silent long enough, they'll talk. All right, so sit in a circle. Always make sure that you're listening more than talking, and use silence as a tool. And use some of your personal examples as well. If you have a little story to tell that can illustrate something, use that as a tool to teach, as a tool to get conversation going. And sometimes it may even be helpful to just have a little activity that goes with it, to have something that you pass around to them for whoever is speaking, especially if your group has a hard time staying on task. But to always just make sure that you're focused on all the people in the group and helping them to be part of it, even if they're quiet. And that's how to be a good pod leader.